you, Nicki Minaj, for standing up for yourself. Kudos to you, Nicki Minaj, for facing those men alone. Okay, kudos to you, and that makes you queen, and you shall remain one. Exactly, guys. So I'm talking about the talk that Nicki Minaj did yesterday. Actually, I feel a little bit like down calling her queen, but she calls herself queen, so I'm just gonna ride with that, especially when there's so many people trying to pin Nicki Minaj down and discredit what she has done. Now, before I start this video, I just want to say really quick, my name is Josiah. I am an indie siren, and this is my new blog where I am doing everything cheap on a budget. I travel, I do home decor, I cook, I shop on a budget. So everything pretty much, I am a cheap girl. So this is why the channel is called the Cheap Talk channel, or the Cheap Talk show, because I speak cheaply, but I also look nice on a budget. By the way, this jumpsuit was $10, so let's get into it. Subscribe to my channel since it's a new channel. Comments down below. Share this motherfucking video, and put some notification. Let's get into it. So yesterday there was this topic that was trending on social media. And of course, when Nicki on it, it's gonna trend, okay? Like same as Cardi B, same as you know, these powerful women like Rihanna, Beyonce, like all of them, when they do something, it's gonna trend. So because I follow the Shade Room, so and then there was just something going on in the Shade Room, so I decided to follow up the story. Then I find out that there's this guy, his name is Joseph Budden. Okay, if you don't know who Joseph Budden, aka Joe Budden, is, Joseph Budden is pretty much that guy that gets a lot of hype, a lot of clout from talking smack about other artists. So this guy is always putting down other artists because he's the best rapper. I mean, I just found it out now that he's the best rapper, and it just makes me you know, it just made it make sense yesterday when Nicki Minaj was saying you are jealous. Because when we think about it, Joseph Budden has been in the industry since I was still growing my teeth, since I was still crawling and wearing nappies. And for the fact that most people knew him yesterday because of Nicki Minaj, that says a lot about him. So let that sink in, okay? So Joseph Budden, he started his like blog, a YouTube channel or whatnot. Since he's always meddling and putting himself into women's drama, he might as well start a makeup channel maybe, or like a YouTube tutorial how to, you know, put makeup. I don't know, because this guy is always in people's drama, always in women's drama. Like, now before I start speaking about what Joe Budden did and that made me speak on him on this video was, I didn't know Joseph Budden, guys, okay? I found out of Joseph Budden through the fucking Migos. Right? So you've been in the industry when the dinosaurs were still alive, yet we find out about you through kids. You know, I mean, the Migos, they were young when they had that fight with Joseph Budden. So I found out Joseph Budden through that interview he was doing with that McDonald's guy. What's that McDonald's guy name? Academics. And actually, Academics, I also follow his page because I'm a musician, and I just didn't understand why people were always telling him like he ate the whole McDonald's whatnot, and he's like he's the fattest in the game, because he always likes to ask people is like Kanye West getting an L or W, or is like Cardi B the baddest in the game. You know, he's always doing that with his captions, and you know, most of his followers, they call him out on it. So I didn't understand. I was actually annoyed by it. Like, why are they coming at Academics? And I'm sure I have commented before against some of his haters, right, when they say something about that, and I'll be like, okay, if I were academics, I would block you from my page. Like, why are you making fun of his weight? But since Nicki Minaj spoke against him yesterday and said that, you know, academics and Joseph Budden, they were the one that started that motorsport rumor. They were the one that pretty much birthed the hate train for Nicki Minaj. And it's been 2 years or so, and Joseph Budden is still at Nicki Minaj. So it's starting to be personal. So I was like, you know what, when Nicki Minaj was speaking like that in front of them, him and his puppets there, and there was that white boy. I don't understand why Nicki Minaj even had to put that white boy on her live to give him airtime. I don't understand why Nicki Minaj gave Joseph Budden a platform. I'm just like, I don't understand what's going on. But you know, she's been quiet for a very long time. And you know what people say? That people always say that there's so much power into silence. Like, if you are silent, you are powerful. But I agree with that, but sometimes it's like, it's just, it gets too much. Like, it gets too much that you can't like keep quiet anymore. So Joseph Budden, I knew you from the Migos, and I didn't understand what was his beef with the Migos. But now that I found out that actually Uncle Sam has been grinding, hey, since I was growing my teeth. Since I couldn't like even like pronounce my mama name. Since I couldn't pronounce mama. Hey, he's been fucking grinding. He's been, guys, what I found out was actually this guy has been, you know, into different record labels. He's been signed by different record labels. I think 4 or 5 record labels. And he's been in the industry for more than 20 years. And one of those record labels was Def Jam. So, Uncle Sam, if you are on Def Jam and we still don't fucking know you and we know you through the Migos, it's time to retire. Well, he retired because now what he does is just talk shit about other people who are doing it better than him. So, another thing, like, it's like you were signed on Def Jam. We never heard about you. And also, you know, this thing of reference, I literally found the Migos through Chris Brown, right? Because of the fights they had with Chris Brown. And because, I mean, like, Chris Brown is a very talented artist. His name rings bells in my country. Kids want to dance like him. We like how he dances. I like how he sings, and he can rap. So Chris Brown is an overall talented artist. So I got to find out about the Migos through Chris Brown. Kudos to the Migos, because through the Migos we got to find out Cardi B. And you know, Instagram would not be the same without Cardi B. And so we're grateful for that. But this is not about Cardi B. This is about Nicki Minaj and Joseph Budden. So, Uncle Joseph Budden, how does it feel for you to be always on headlines when you only speak crap about other people, when you're only bullying people? Like, you literally dead ass bullied Nicki Minaj yesterday, and I didn't like that. You know what, Uncle Joseph Budden reminds me of that guy in high school that will fuck you over the weekend, and he's a nice boy, and you like him or not, and like, you know, you have sex, and like, you know, he takes you to like whatnot, a cheap date, and you know, you're talking with him and you think, oh, you know, like, I have a connection with this guy, and you have butterflies. And then come Monday, he goes to school early before you to go tell everybody, all of his friends, that he fucked you, to go tell the whole class that he fucked you. And then when you come in, everybody's like looking at you sideways. right? And he's like standing there and then everybody's laughing at you, right? And then like, and when you want to try to find out, hey, what's going on, like, why are you looking at me like this? And then his friend is gonna be like, oh yeah, Joseph Budden said he fucked you. And then you'll be like, what? I didn't fuck you. And then him and his friend be like, yeah, he fucked you, he totally fucked you. That's Uncle Joseph Budden for me. Okay? Joseph Budden, since he's been in the industry for so long, when the dinosaurs and Shaka Zulu was still, you know, popping at the time, and like, and we don't know him, so it's like he's one of those, you know, those big fat coaches, like those like soccer football coaches that would be like at 60 years old or 50 years old and sitting at the bench. And because they've played soccer before, but they've never won any awards, they've never been men of the match, they've never won anything, but because they played soccer with other legends, now they qualified to be a coach. He'll be the one telling the young boys in their 20s to run, and when they didn't win, he's mad at them. He puts them on the bench. That's Uncle Joseph Budden. Okay, so now I want to speak about what made me feel sad. It's like, this man looks tall. Okay, let me check out Nicki Minaj height. So Joseph Budden, he's a very tall guy, and he was on his show bullying Nicki Minaj. And Nicki Minaj is a small woman. Nicki Minaj is a small woman. And okay, let me pause this. Nicki Minaj is a very small woman, so I'm just trying to find her height and find how, you know, how short she is. So she's Nicki Minaj is 1.57 meters. I don't know what that means. Yeah, 5'2" inches. Height is 5'2". Yeah, so Nicki Minaj is a very short woman, guys. She's like this short. So imagine this woman, as short as she is, she had to sit in a room with 4 men coming at her, right? So it's another thing. I understand where she's coming from. I'm not here to defend Nicki Minaj. I'm just here to defend Joe. Reminds me of those guys that him and his friends would stay at the corner. They don't want to go to work. They just want to stay at the corner, make silly remarks when a pretty girl passes and they know that girl, they can't date her. So to make that girl feel small about herself, they're gonna start making fun of her, call her a bitch, call her a whore, and they do that over and over. So that is bullying. So that's what Joe Budden is doing. So that's why I'm on this video. Okay, call me crazy. I'm not a Bob, okay? I'm not a body gang. I'm not a hive. I'm not a whatever. I am my own person. Okay, if Bjork and FKA Twigs, they had their own fan name, I guess I would be their name, but not a Bob, not a body gang, not whatnot. But we watched Nicki Minaj being bullied constantly. I sometimes want to cry for her, because this woman, she could do something, she could say whatever, she's always gonna get a blame. She can't, if she does something nice, it's fake. If she does something out of her heart, it's not genuine. If she's not doing anything, then she's a hater. If she's not speaking against these bullies like Joe Budden, it's true. And when she speaks against them, she's a mad, angry black woman. But when Cardi B is doing it, okay, well, now Cardi B also, they also drag her, which I don't understand why, because this girl is funny, this girl is just doing her thing and entertaining. So at first, when Cardi B used to come out, you know, she used to say whatever she wanted to say, and everybody would say Cardi B is real. She's so real. She's so real. She speaks her mind. But now when she speaks, they're like, hey, because why? She's made it big. because now she's Cardi B, she's a household name, so she doesn't get a pass anymore. So if Cardi B says something, it's gonna be like, you know what they say in the comments. I don't want to even go there because this is not her video. But with Nicki Minaj, it's like, when are we going to park this hate train? When is this hate train going to park? I mean, you, Uncle Joseph Budden, you have started the rumor that Nicki Minaj was against a certain woman. She didn't want that woman to be on her music video. She didn't want that. So 2 years later, after the slag she took, 2 years later, you can't even be happy for her and say, hey, like, you're doing good. And then it explains why. It explains why Joe Budden was mad at the Migos. It's because he was mad. He didn't understand, why are these young kids now coming and taking over? Maybe did you think about your charisma? Did you think about your personality? Maybe people don't care about your raps or how good you rap about. Maybe they just don't like you as a person. Did you ever think about that? I mean, look at Cardi B. She's where she is because of her charisma, because of her personality. Nicki Minaj, same. She's where she is because of her talent. She's where she is because of the way she dresses. She's where she is because she's a trendsetter. You know, and she had those qualities, those wow qualities about her that made her, you know, relevant, like the big ass, you know, and small waist, you know. That, I mean, come on, like, this woman has 1 billion views on her video alone, Anaconda. So I don't understand why you're hating on her. So we have to do better, guys, right? Because you have to think about this. Imagine thousands and thousands of people constantly. You could be out of social media, for heaven's sake, and as soon as you come back from social media, you're just being dragged left and right, and you didn't even do anything. You didn't even say anything, but you wake up, people telling you you are washed up. You wake up, people telling you you are old. You wake up, people telling you you have to put down the crown, you are being dethroned. Each and every day you wake up to that. So you want to know something? If Nicki Minaj is on drugs the way you say she's on drugs, I don't blame her. You are part of the reason why she's on drugs, if she's on drugs, because you're the one that started the hate train. Uncle Sam, do better. You know, you need to button up yourself, Uncle Joseph Budden. You need to work on your charisma. Look at 6ix9ine. He came for a very short time and he took Instagram by storm. And y'all didn't like that. You want to know why? He had that thing. I'm still following him. He's in jail, but I'm still following him. You know, he had that thing about him. You just don't have it. That's why you're hating. And you're hating hard. And it's starting to look, I mean, before for me, I just felt like it was you being a spectator. Like, you know, the soccer people speculating and talking and whatnot. But after Nicki Minaj called you out yesterday, for me, it just seems like you are just bitter and jealous because you are not at her level. Because you are, and it's not cool. I mean, just like think about it. Like, it's like telling somebody they have AIDS in front of national TV. Because drugs is a no-go zone area. And you have to think about something. If you are trying to put Nicki Minaj off the scenes or Cardi B off the scenes, you're not only taking out Cardi B, but you're taking out a lot of families in the process, because these girls are brands. These girls are company status. So, you know, the name alone, Nicki Minaj, comes with thousands of people working on that. It could be print, it could be production when she has a show, it could be whatever it is, but she is putting bread on tables on so many families. Same thing as Cardi B. When Cardi B does her thing, she's not only doing it for herself, but she's doing it for her stylist, for her team. So if you want to take out this, like, it's like taking out, you know, this like woman, and just guess how many people are going to employ these people that Nicki Minaj is hiring on a World Tour show. No. Instead, you have a YouTube channel speaking crap. I mean, the last time that I went to see Joe Budden video was when he featured my girl, Megan the Stallion. Shout out to Megan the Stallion, Foy's mom. What's the name of her dog? I like animals. Foy. I like her attitude too and her accent.